I'm trying to get a bunch of stuff off my.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. I was watching your video.
Oh, great. Thanks. What'd you think?
Okay, so is your last name Spence?
My last name is Spence. My first name is David, but I've gone by Spence. It's almost like a family curse since I was small. So I go by Spence.
Okay, cool. Welcome to Pitch Investors Live, and excited to be able to meet with you right here on the internet. How about that? Right?
It's fantastic, man. It's a wonderful thing.
Yeah. So where are you based?
I am based in Miami, Florida.
I'm in St. Pete, so we're not that far.
Yes.
So I think there people sometimes start jumping on, takes a bit, but I like to just explain to anyone that's new out there, Pitch Investors Live, it's a great app that investors get to listen to some great pitches from entrepreneurs and inventors, people with a new product, a new idea, a new service business. And it's not just me that might be interested. There's other investors, and then there's replaying this on a global basis. Many times there's people that have an interest that are watching. Also, we've closed some financing rounds in this fashion. So I appreciate it, David. Look forward to listening to your pitch direct. I've been to your website, saw the product, seen it in action. But for those that haven't, I want you to take a couple minutes now and give us your pitch, because I know you got a Kickstarter that's been out there, and let's hear what you're up to. Go ahead.
So my name is David Spence, and this here is Belle, and together we're K-9ite Company, and we created the K-9ite Safety Light. It is what we find to be the first only known LED safety belt for dogs. Unlike an LED collar, a harness, or some of those like little dog tags that hang off the collar, the K-9ite Safety Light is designed to really succeed where some of those other devices have failed in a very specific instance. When a dog is out on a walk with its owner on any hike or a walk, and the dog should be overcome with fear or excitement in response to any number of sights, sounds, or smells they may encounter in the environment, be it another dog in heat. In Belle's case, it was a cat that she'd like to chase. And what they'll do is dogs will back out of their collar and run off, and they'll be loose. And this happened to me. This is actually what gave me the idea. And when that happens to a dog owner, it's frightful. It is one of the scariest moments as a dog owner to have your dog run off unexpected into traffic or into the woods. And so after I had gone through that experience, I did become one of the statistics. Like 1.2 million dogs are hit by cars every year. Thankfully, myself or Grace weren't one of them. When I got home, I, of course, wanted to jump on and get some type of LED device to outfit her with, so that if that were to happen again, I could see her. And, of course, motorists, cyclists, pedestrians could also see her and hopefully avoid the worst. And when I got to thinking about it, I couldn't have another LED collar, because in that same situation, the collar would come off just like any normal collar without an LED would, and I'd be no better off. She'd still be up the street. I just have a flashing LED collar in my leash, and I'd be in, again, the exact same situation. I think the little dog tags that hang in the front of the dog's collar are very similar because they're attached to the collar. Not only that, it can be seen if you're coming at the dog or the dog's coming at you, not from all sides. And then the harnesses, again, another great device, I'm sure, but not every dog can wear one because of safety or health concerns. Their musculature or their skeletal structure can't really allow them to wear it comfortably or safely. And sometimes they're just restricting and don't allow for free movement, free natural movement of the dog. So I came up with a device, the K9ite Safety Light, which is a belt-styled device that does many, many other things as I got to really thinking about it. Initially, I had just made a crude version of it myself, just for my own peace of mind and safety. But as I was out at night walking with Belle and this device, we got more and more attention. I was asking more and more, people were asking more and more questions. And I found that a lot of people had run into that same circumstance that I was in. And over the course of about a year, I get all this, great feedback and support in my neighborhood at dog parks, and decided, I want to invest in a meaningful product that actually can help dog owners in that very specific situation. So I invested my own money to and partnered with an industrial engineer to develop the K-9ite Safety Light prototype, which is here. I'm not sure if you can see it or if it comes clearly over the screen, but this is it. And since then, we did have a Kickstarter last year. It was a failure due to my ignorance and unfamiliar expertise at launching a crowdfunding campaign. It's quite the task, but it failed, unfortunately. But I learned a lot from that experience. But since then, we've filed for a patent that was filed in March of 2017. We've incorporated as a company. This is the logo with Bell in the front. We're sort of a legitimate business. We just don't have a product to bring to market as of yet because of the finance piece. That's where someone like yourself would come in.
Gotcha. So, okay, great. Is it pronounced K-9ite?
Yes, K-9ite. K-9 like a K9, I-T-E, like a
right, K-9ite. And
correct.
So this wraps around the body of the dog. Is that?
So hopefully you can see this.
Yeah.
The actual LED bar goes over the withers of the dog, and that's super important, Mr. Harrington, because it's the highest fixed point on any dog. So think about like emergency vehicles. Lights are at the top of the car. Any tall building in any city, there's a light. Lighthouses. It's the tallest. It's the highest fixed point on any given object, and so the dog. So you can see it from a great distance, and then it's attached to the dog by what we call the elastic comfort band.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it's an elastic comfort, and so it allows for a snug custom fit on any dog. So it's universal, unlike say a harness. So it really does a great job of allowing the dog, again, freedom of movement. And this LED bar, by the way, is low profile, so it won't get caught on branches, or rocks or things that they be running by. And also, it's also low profile, so that there's actually an lithium-ion battery in there, so that it can be recharged.
Beautiful. Okay, now, so I mean, there's got to be some other kind of nightlight kind of for dogs in the marketplace currently, correct?
Yeah, the category in and of itself, Mr. Harrington, is quite large. And if anybody wanted to make some money pretty quick, I think that'd be a good way to do it, that particular space. This is one particular option. This is what I would consider a dog tag, and it hangs off the dog's collar. These are small enough where the dog can, if it falls off, can chew it and it can risk a choking hazard. They're also not that bright. The luminous lux, it's basically the brightness of the light, isn't very light, and again, hangs in front of the dog. So unless the dog's coming at you, can you really see it? And I can't see where that's going to be a common thing. And then the other option would be like this is a necklace or a collar. Again, not very bright. Power source is also an issue in that how long will the battery last? Again, the brightness or lumen or lux factor isn't all that bright. On bigger, bushier dogs, this is completely muted by the dog's long coat. So yeah, there are options, and without a doubt. But in that situation where your dog breaks loose and back out of his collar on a walk or a hike, they just fall short or fail miserably.
And so, by the way, I was at the Global Pet Expo a couple of weeks ago.
It's back in March.
Were you there?
This year, this is the first year I didn't go. I had another obligation with my actual job.
Okay.
To be at that same week, unfortunately. But I went in 2016, 17, and 18.
Okay, because I mean, the first thing, but I have a guru pet consultant as part of my team. We'll talk about that in just a second here. But I was with him walking the floors of the show. And so normally, let's say, if we were involved with you in some fashion, whether it's as an investor, advisor, whatever, the first thing I would say to my guy is, okay, what else is, what's the competitive analysis? Okay. So I'm just kind of walking anybody that's out there listening right now. The first thing as an investor, always like, what's the marketplace like? So you've been showing me some other products. What you're telling me is you haven't seen anything similar that wraps around the body of the dog the way you've got it?
Yeah, I think the most unique aspect and what I think is most patentable in terms of the patent claims is the elastic comfort band that actually secures it to the dog. And again, because it's a universal fit and it actually attaches it to the dog, makes it really, really unique and unlike anything else in the category. I'm going to put her down. She's getting kind of antsy.
Yeah, no problem. So now you did your it was a Kickstarter. I know it's crowdfunding, right?
Yeah, it ran the month of January 2018.
And tell me about the campaign. What were you trying to raise? How much did you raise?
I was trying to raise $25,000. I got 500.
500. Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's a shame.
Yeah, I know.
You know,
I mean,
in hindsight, just so you know, there's a system and a way to do crowdfunding. And
I learned that the hard way.
You learned the hard way. You did it the wrong way because you have to get momentum. If it doesn't, I mean, if anybody from the outside comes in and sees they're excited about it, but if they see no traction, they're not going to play. So you have to create the traction, and then people jump on board. So I think you know, there may be a chance to go back at it, do it again.
I'd like.
But I mean, look, I'm in the world of product development, so this is a good connection, me to you, because I do this kind of thing. I will say over the years, my investments in pets has been small versus kitchen or hardware or fitness or, you know, other categories. Okay. One of the reasons being, if you look at an HSN, a QVC, shopping channels, they do have a pet business, very limited. And it's only because people go to QVC to buy stuff for themselves, typically. Okay. It's a selfish marketplace. Okay.
It's no factor there.
Maybe at Christmas, they will, you know, buy something for their husband or their kids or whatever. But during the, you know, hey, this is April, you know, they're buying for themselves right now. You know, and you know, look, if they perceive the problem with their dog as big as you're saying, maybe they'll buy this. But have you done any kind of digital marketing at all, or what? How many have you sold so far?
What you saw on Bell is the only one I have. I've looked at manufacturing. I got some pricing for that kind of thing, but I haven't produced not a one.
Okay.
In fact, when you talk about product development, that was more. I can't even call it a prototype. It's more of a proof of concept model than anything else. But it has to go. I think it's nowhere near retail ready. I'm good. I do have a Facebook, a Twitter, an Instagram, and the reception from the concept of it all, it's something that people feel that they would need, and it's very innovative and unique and different, and people seem to have a pretty positive reaction to it, at least the concept of it all. And folks said, look, if you had it right now, I'd buy 3, that kind of thing. But not having tested it and not having put it on other people's dogs other than mine, I'd like to be able to explore that with someone like yourself.
Yeah. So I have he's become a personal friend now, but it started as a business relationship. His name is Harrison Forbes. He's a celebrity pet guru. Have you ever heard of him?
Harrison Forbes? Like Forbes the magazine?
Yeah.
I've never heard of him. Sorry. No disrespect.
Yeah. And there's a relationship back to the Forbes family. But Harrison been on he goes on The View, Good Morning America, The Today Show, Fox and Friends. He actually hosts at the Super Zoo and the New Product Showcase Awards. And I want you to go to harrisonforbes.com. I'm going to talk to him today about your product to get a feel. I mean, look, I could sit here and tell you, 9 things. At the end of the day, this guy's the expert. I spent one day at the Global Pet Expo. He was there for 3 days. This is his life. Okay. So I want to run it up the flagpole with Harrison and see if he has any thoughts. after that, we can take a look at, the manufacturing and all of that. Maybe we got to go do another crowdfunding. I have a crowdfunding partner also. And so we can help you with crowdfunding. We can help you with product development. We can help you with marketing, but there does have to be, some kind of a deal that we put together, obviously. But in the meantime, you can kind of start exploring, in one of the guys I'm going to be talking to, so that, this, Pitch Investors Live is a collaborative effort. It's myself, my team, my Rolodex. Harrison and I have a couple of ventures in the pet world right now. If we can put it into this venture, that might work. But it's really going to depend upon his feeling about this. So maybe, at the right point, I can probably set up a call for you and Harrison to discuss this. And then I can talk to my crowdfunding guys, and we'll just, let's see if we can make something happen here. Do you have a business plan of any kind?
I do. It's
Okay.
evolved over the last probably 6 months or so, but yes, I do.
Okay. Send that on to the folks at Pitch Investors Live. They'll get it to me, and then through there we can connect, and all the things that we just discussed are the things I'm going to be helping you with. And there's never any guarantees here at this stage, because in an ideal world, if you said, we've made the product, it's manufactured, we got proof of concept, people love it, they're buying it, that's better than where we are. But hey, look, you are where you are, and we got to deal with the status of your business in its current state. But we move quick if we do something, and let's see if we can make it happen. So we're inside the same state. The only challenge I run into, I leave tomorrow, I go to Singapore, then I'll be in India, then I'll be in Hong Kong. I'm going to start a Asian tour, so I'm going to be gone for a couple of weeks. And but I'll be doing the things I just discussed behind the scenes, and so you'll see emails and stuff happening even while I'm traveling. So let's take the ball and run with it, David, and see if we can come up with something exciting here. Okay?
Yeah, Mr. Harrington, I want to thank you so much for all the things you're doing for me as far as networking, putting some of those things that I need right now at the stage that the K-9ite Company and the K-9ite Safety Light is at. I also want to thank Pitch Investors Live. Up until last Tuesday, I was an active viewer, but never a pitcher. And after I submitted my pitch summary, Diane, who's fantastic, by the way, as you probably know.
Yeah, thank you.
I submitted my pitch summary on Friday. By Monday morning, she had set me up with you. So again, you guys worked quickly. I did not expect at all. So I want to thank you.
We're making things happen,
yeah, man,
David.
well, thanks so much.
Okay. Thank you, buddy. Look forward to meeting you sometime. Thanks.
Bye.
Take care. Bye.